Today's video is brought to you by ablmerch.com. We've got hats, t-shirts, stickers, mugs, and more, including this snazzy USA Special Edition hat, all available through the link in the description box below. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Nikole Jones rejecting an offer of tenure from UNC Chapel Hill. Now, in case you don't know who this person is or why she's important, I'll back up a little bit here to explain to you what's going on, just so we're on the same page with each other. Now, Nikole Jones wrote the 1619 Project, and that is basically a piece of literature, I suppose, fiction, but literature to push critical race theory. Okay, so a lot of kids are being taught about 1619 Project. Basically, it's an alternative viewpoint of American history. Really racist, really Afrocentric, just kind of a whack thing. Most real scholars see the 1619 Project as garbage. This is probably why she was not granted tenure at UNC. That's University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Now, she was upset about not getting tenure. She's really mad, really triggered, really butthurt and whatnot, to the point where lawyers got involved. Ta-Nehisi Coates, the reparations guy, he got involved. It was a media firestorm. It was a whole big mess, a big time mess. So for some reason, maybe because of donor pressure, media pressure, whatever it is, the university revised her application and granted her tenure on the vote of 9-4. But she says, nope, don't want to do that. I want to go to Howard and teach there instead. Now, before I go any further, let's roll the clip. This will be a piece of the interview between her and Gayle King on CBS. If you want to see the full interview, I'll link to that in the box. But we're going to see this clip right now. After we get done watching that, I'll talk about what was said there. Then I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep, detailed analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
What have you decided to do? We just heard the vote was 9-4, offering you the tenure. What have you decided?
Well, I've decided to decline the offer of tenure. I will not be teaching on the faculty of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. It's a very difficult decision, not a decision I wanted to make. And instead, I'm going to be the inaugural Knight Chair in Race and Journalism at Howard University.
So many things to unpack there. First, let's start with you declining the offer. The vote was 9-4, clearly in your favor. There are some people that could say, you said you wouldn't take the job without being offered tenure. They offered you the tenure, and you're still saying, thanks, but no.
Absolutely.
Because?
Well, because look what it took to get tenure. So this was a position that since the 1980s came with tenure. The Knight Chairs are designed for professional journalists who have been working in the field to come into academia. And every other chair before me, who also happened to be white, received that position with tenure.
It had never been denied. No one had ever been denied tenure before.
Exactly. And I went through the tenure process, and I received the unanimous approval of the faculty to be granted tenure. And so to be denied it and to only have that vote occur on the last possible day, at the last possible moment, after threat of legal action, after weeks of protest, after it became a national scandal, it's just not something that I want anymore.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, I think this is a really big game, a huge game. I forget who said it. It might have been Booker T. Washington. You know, there's some people who want to keep this racial grievance industry afloat. They want to always have something to complain about, something to cry about, because that's how they stay relevant and they keep their jobs. I think that's what's happening right here. If you're going to go to Howard and teach a whole brand new course over there, you're going to be the inaugural or whatever over there. Why not just do that from the very beginning? Why even go to UNC? Because she graduated from UNC. Why not go to a black school when you were an undergrad and graduate? Why not go to a black school? I don't really understand. And then beyond that, once you graduated, why not go to the black school and teach there straight away? You're talking about how racist everything is and white this, white that. Although she's biracial, but that's a different story, and I'll move on. You're talking about all this race stuff, blackity black, black, pro-black, black, black. Why not go to Howard, which is a black college, straight away? Why go to the white school, or mostly white school, cry about what's happening there, You're not getting tenure, cry about that, get lawyers involved, and then when you get tenure, be like, nope, don't want it. I think it's a game just to get publicity on her, to try and play the victim, because throughout the interview, I'm not quite sure if it was said right there in that short clip, but throughout the interview, she's like, well, this is a political thing. A lot of conservatives don't like me because of the 1619 Project, and they're against critical race theory. I'm being attacked because of that. I'm the victim. Poor me. Look at me. Woe is me. That's pretty much what I get from Nikole Hannah-Jones. And it's pretty whack, but it's also pretty transparent on his face. I see what's going on here. She's trying to get that attention. That's really the long and short of that particular piece. But it's funny how she's going to Howard. Howard has been in the news lately because Felicia Rashad is an educator over there. I think she's an educator or a dean or something. She works at Howard University at a high-level position. So Felicia Rashad obviously was Claire Huxtable on the Cosby Show. So when Bill Cosby got into his little problems, she supported him, stuck by him. And when he just got released from the penitentiary, she was talking about how she supports him and shouldn't have been locked up, something like that. If I can find her actual quote, I'll link to it in the box so you can read it for yourself. Either way it goes, the quote was in support of Bill Cosby. Now, Howard did not like that. As a matter of fact, they made her apologize. I'm talking about publicly. It was to the point where they're talking about maybe even firing her. When I say they, I mean some of the media that are speaking about murmurings and hearing from the inside, but not necessarily Howard themselves out there directly. But it was pretty bad. It's like, wow, okay, you got a black college making this black woman apologize for defending her friend who's also black. So, I mean, is it believe all women? Is it protect black women? Is it protect black men? I'm kind of confused about what's going on. And if you're going over there to Howard, Miss Nikole Hannah-Jones, are you going to speak about that or nah? Are you going to speak about that? I mean, what's really going on here? I feel like it's all a game, it's all politics, and it's all just to push their agenda. The 1619 Project is recognized by most scholars as garbage. This is why she was not given tenure. She was on the interview with Gayle King talking about all my predecessors who had the same position were tenured. But what about Hannah Nikole Jones would grant her tenure? I also blame UNC here. It's not just Nikole Hannah-Jones trying to make something out of nothing, trying to be granted tenure when she doesn't deserve it. It's not about her trying to, go to Howard, get some woke points. That's part of it, but that's not all of it. It's also UNC's fault. UNC should have never had her in that position to begin with, because what accolades does she have to where she deserves that particular role? You see, I feel like they probably did this for optics purposes, for being woke and purposes like that, to look good in the media, to look good among the friends, family, peers, or whatever, among donors. You do that to look good. You put her there as a prop. What they call is token. That's kind of what it was with her. Now, I'm not trying to say she is a token. I don't know this person, but I know that her qualifications and her accolades don't really measure up to what someone who teaches that position should have, nor does it measure up to someone who would be tenured, right? That's simply not her. So she shouldn't have been there to begin with, but since she is there now, she's going to try to flex some power, and that's exactly what happened. They did not grant her tenure. They were talking about she could teach for 5 years, and then they'll come back and review it, but then they reviewed it within a few months after the whole media firestorm. This is really partly their fault for putting her right there to begin with. And this is going to be where the end of all this woke stuff reaches when you're talking about corporate America, academia, etc. When you place people in positions that they're not ready for simply because of the color of their skin, their gender identity, their sexual orientation, when you do things like that, you're not going to get the person that should be there, a high-performing person. You're going to get someone of an inferior talent, inferior abilities, and then that's just going to be, oh, well, they black, so that's just what it has to be, okay? It shouldn't really matter what color you are. What should matter is, are you qualified? Are you educated? Are you intelligent? That's what should matter. But hey, when you play these woke games like UNC is doing, like Howard is doing, you're going to get some weird results like this. So I don't feel any kind of way bad for UNC. That's their fault. And Howard, they're going to feel it too. Okay, they're trying to be woke, But see, now they're attacking Felicia Rashad, a very well known and loved actress in Hollywood, very well respected. You want to attack her. So will there be no kickback from that? And Nikole Hannah-Jones is going to Howard. Is she going to say anything about Felicia Rashad? So you're going to attack black folks who you purport yourself to be defending and being the champion of to get woke points. I think this will turn off a lot of people that were kind of woke at one point when they see all the hypocrisies, the political things that go on, things that don't make any sense. They're like, wait a minute, why is that happening? That doesn't make any sense. How about I rethink what I've been trained to believe my entire life? Maybe this woke path, this woke way is not for me. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Nikole Hannah-Jones not getting tenured, then getting tenured, and then rejecting it almost immediately and having the whole job lined up? What was it, done on purpose? Is the whole point to this entire thing to just have the chip on the shoulder, to have an axe to grind, to have something to cry about? Is that what it is? That's what it seems like to me. But whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I am. This is no more than a race huckster. Nikole Hannah-Jones, Ta-Nehisi Coates, Jason Johnson, Ibram X. Kendi, a.k.a. Henry Rogers. They're all just hustling, they're just hoaxsters because they do things and they say things that don't make sense, that contradict, obviously, but the people that put them in positions of power, they think less of them, but they put them there because it's like sympathy or maybe to get woke points. No, they're not as smart as me. No, their works aren't really good works, but I'll put them here regardless. That's now coming back to bite them in the hind parts. But I don't feel any way sympathetic toward Howard, UNC, or anyone else that engages in the woke culture. That's their fault. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.